Thanks so much for joining the stream. Make sure you check below and hit the like button, and make sure you're subscribed. The lights are on, the cameras are rolling, and we're ready to go live. So make sure you comment and ask as many questions as you can. That makes this experience better, and it lets the algorithm know that this is engaging, and so it goes ahead and invites other people into the stream as well. So thank you very much for making this channel what it is. Now let's compare some e-ink tablets. A very warm welcome to you all, and I'm going to get to the main event, the kind of top 10, after about sort of 10 minutes. But let's have a little chat to get sort of warmed up and say hello and everything like that. And at the time, I'm so excited. I love this. I absolutely love this. Yeah, good evening to you all. Let's go indeed. Let's find out, what is going to be in the top 10. I've been planning this out. I've been working on this all day. I actually did a members live stream earlier on, and yeah, we talked through and we went through all of the last top 10. I can't believe it's been since October that I actually made a top 10. That is pretty, that's a long time, isn't it? But since then, there have been 5 new e-ink tablets, and we're going to put them all in if they deserve to go in the top 10 today. So I'm excited. You guys seem like you're up for it as well. What do you think will be the top? It's been the Manta for a while, and honestly, I really found the Note A5 X was a huge contender. I've kind of done that comparison there, so I think we know where we stand on that, but haven't put it into the top 10 yet. So where will it go? The new one, the iFlytek, it's got some real tricks up its sleeve, hasn't it? It really has. It really could be a contender for the top spot. So I am really fascinated to see that. Any of you think that the Manta will be still at the top, or do you think that actually the iFlytek might take it? Or is there anything else that is going to come as well? A very happy Thursday to you as well, Jay, as well. Yeah, I've seen that a little bit on Ed's Discord chat. Really looking forward to that, starting with Supernote and their private cloud software, which is really incredible. Yeah, okay, so that's a firm endorsement for the Manta. Another one here from In Sequence. Let us know which ones you own. Let us know which ones you think should go. Just bought a Note A5 C and can't recognize my I guess whatever that keyboard is. Sorry, I'm not sure what HHKB stands for there. Probably something really obvious, isn't it? But you can tell me in a minute. Still the Manta in my book, despite the new iFlytek, I guess you're saying there. There's 5 new ones, it has been a while. So this will be my top 10 for a little while as well, I don't doubt. And yeah, I kind of like encouraging a little bit of this kind of tribalism, and a little bit of kind of getting behind your team a little bit, because we all like that with tech. It's kind of, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? If you saw my Bigme reviews recently, or my first thoughts about Bigme, then you're probably going to be, you probably know where these are going to go or not, which is weird, because I've been trying to figure this out. Why is it that Bigme done such a good job and they've managed their e-ink phone so well, but yet they can't seem to get the e-ink tablets right at the minute? And it's a funny one. Christina was there earlier on. Great to see you. So my members were there talking through these as well earlier on, and sort of came to the decision together. It's kind of weird. They went from the ink note with the Bigme, which was kind of all right, actually. Software was a bit janky, but hardware was okay. Then they went to the B1051C in their 10-inch. And it was kind of like, it is a good keyboard case, although, as I'm going to say probably a couple of times today, I think keyboard cases that actually still have the keys when you're holding them on the back it just seems like the wrong choice now. But they changed to the B1051C for one generation, it seems, and then they changed again to now the B10, and then they've got these USI style styluses. And it's just weird. It's just odd. I mean, it's quite a lot to like about this. What I'm wondering is, have they sort of seen the success of their cell phone, and they've just been like, do you know what? Obviously, that's going to be our sort of little niche in the market. That's going to be where we're going to sit. we're going to be the ones with cellular communication. And so the B10, B7s, all these have, as an option, they have a SIM card slot. So maybe that's what Bigme are all about. They've also gone for these capacitive buttons down the side, which I actually quite like. I like that they've got clicky buttons on the big one as well. And it's an opinion, but Javier says Bigme has the best hardware, but the software is just the opposite. It just seems full of bugs and that kind of. If you haven't seen my Bigme review, the B10 and that, then I was getting really frustrated with this one because the rotation keys are just the icons are the wrong way around. So there we go. So what do you think about Bigme? What do you think about the whole thing there? It's interesting as well because you have to be so right. I mean, when I started looking at e-ink tablets, there were 4 companies essentially, as far as I can tell, that made them, certainly that made them available here in the West. They perhaps were iFlytek, they perhaps were in China at the time, but they certainly weren't here. And there was Boyu, and then there was Rata, and Rata seemed at first, the Supernote that is, they seemed to be sort of outside players. They seemed, you know, I really ummed and ahed about buying a Supernote initially because it was like 600 quid and I could get the Remarkable 2 for 300. So I went down that route. And that was a point somebody made on the members chat earlier about the Supernote. Like, they'd love to have it, but just importing it into the US is still really tricky. So, you know, and then there was Remarkable, obviously, and then there was Boox. And that was the choice. I went round and round and round, deciding which one to buy. Whether to buy the Supernote, the Remarkable, and the Boox. And the boy was like, I kind of know it's not going to be good enough for the price. Okay, even at the lowest price they had. So yeah, Jay's excited still about the Nomad. That's going to feature today as well. Sitting here with my Manta, Viwoods Mini, Nomad, Boox C, all in the return window, looking to narrow down to 2 devices to try and open to try iFly. So which 2 out of these I perhaps would recommend just sticking with the Manta and the Nomad, but it's tricky. You could easily go the Boox 5C and the Nomad. That would give you a really good thing across both worlds. Good to see you too. Got an A5 X used would feel right too. Probably the best ink writing feel I've had. Tested both Remarkable and Scribe, but they aren't the same. Agreed. It's extra strange. The active pen input seems to have taken a huge step back from the B7 Pro to the B10. Yeah, that is really odd as well. And also I was trying out, yeah, good to see you. Good to be on your ear on the way home. Keep your eyes on the road then, my buddy. Great to have you here. Yeah, even it seemed earlier on when I was trying out the B1051C, it even seemed like the handwriting was going badly on there as well. So who knows what's going on there? Who knows indeed? But we are about ready. We're about ready to fire into the top 10. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I've been planning out on these 2 and trying to narrow it down, trying to make that decision. As I say, I think I'm pretty much there. It's going to be really interesting though, and you can contribute, and maybe I'll change my mind in this one as well. Thinking about the new Boox Go 10, should I go with that, or can I go for any A5 or any 6 notepad that's just black and white? Yeah, the Boox Go 10 is going to be still quite good. It's just whether you want the purest kind of writing feel or not is what you need to decide there. It's going to be good though, regardless. But hold your horses because I'll get one soon and review it. Started this journey with a Remarkable move in October and have been sucked in. No Kindle app was a deal breaker. As fun as this was, I need to pick a workflow and stick with it for a while. Yes, definitely, and that's why I've said I've really tried to stick to the Supernote for just a little while as well. Remarkable, still absolutely great. Yeah, okay. I am just going to say one more thing, which I've been thinking about. It's still like strange to me when I turn up at a meeting or whatever, and somebody's like, "Wow, what's that?" You know, and they point to my Manta or they point to my whichever e-ink tablet I'm working with. And I can't believe that so many professional people haven't actually noticed these devices yet. So I think that you do people a favor if you share with them. So it's just a little bit of a plea really to, you know, in the next 30 seconds, just take the link for this, shove it on your group chat. Like, you know, by the way, I'm really interested by these e-ink tablets or kits sharing e-ink tablets, put it out in a group somewhere, stick it on Reddit or whatever if you can. Yeah, just have a little share of this live stream. Kit's going to go through the top 10. Be there to ask questions right now. I've got all 10 of them. I'm going to talk through them just now. So I'm just going to give myself 20 seconds just to get a quick drink, and then we'll fire in. You can, whilst we do that, be a bit longer than 20 seconds, maybe you can look at the current best really quickly. The Supernote A5 X Manta is ideal for users who are seeking a dedicated note-taking device with a focus on the writing experience. It's got a superior writing feel. I love the lightweight design and the thoughtful software features, which are just made for your note-taking. The ceramic pen nibs, they don't wear down, so they never need replacing. And it feels like a ballpoint pen on some canvas. The two touch sliders give you quick access and lots of useful shortcuts. And it's all there in a distraction-free environment in the software. It does lack a front light, and that might be a drawback if you need to read in low light conditions. People love the minimalist design and the exceptional writing experience. And Supernote have taken a really sustainable approach with a fully user upgradable and user repairable tablet. Okay, let's fire in and let's do it. So it's going to start now. Get rid of that banner. And yeah, on the screen right now, I've got the iFlytek and the Supernote Manta. And the Supernote Manta is currently my #1 recommended e-ink tablet, bar none. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to talk about things that I'm going to talk about the new ones and where they go, and I'm going to work my way up essentially, right? So the first ones I'm going to talk about, I've spoken about them for a little while already. I'm going to talk about the 105 1C and the B10. You know, Bigme do have some interesting ideas. They aren't afraid to try some things. And I do think that, yeah, okay, it's a large tablet, this one, with clicky buttons on the side that are clearly not volume buttons. They're page turn buttons to say they're clearly not volume buttons, but immediately they start doing the volume. And interestingly enough, even when you're in certain apps, like let's say I'm in a notes app, they still seem to do the volume rather than turn the page. So, you know, that is Bigme's app and it's not turning the page directly. Okay, so that's that. Some interesting ideas. I like these new buttons, for instance. They're good at e-ink. I like the new capacitive buttons, but the menus are all over the place, and oh my word, look at how bad the handwriting is. And the saving grace might be 4G if you absolutely needed that in a big tablet. It might be the only one with a 4G. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's the B10. And the B105 1C, it actually is quite nice when you've got it in typing mode. But strangely enough, the handwriting seems to be even worse now. Even though it is an EMR pen, it's very laggy compared to, you know, the latency is a lot higher than some of the others. There's these weird things where strokes are going missing. I'm getting a lot of palm rejection. So I've been pretty decisive here. There's too many issues with the whole note-taking user interface. Overall, you don't know which direction Bigme is going. It's a bit odd. You know, if you're a very specific Bigme fan, then sure, if you know the compromises and it still works for you. If you really want the Bigme sort of feature set, then I think it can kind of work for you. But there's just too many stronger things above it, really. Yeah, just doesn't have that overall polish. So that's the B10, and it won't surprise you that neither the B10 or the 105 1C Pro are getting in the list, I'm sure. Next one on the list is the Huion ink. So not zooming today. Oh, well, I'll leave it. The next one is the Huion ink, and actually the Huion, I'm a big fan of Huion. I really like their display tech. Huion, this is really good. This is a basic, acceptable Android e-ink tablet. It's got Google Play. It's got a decent EMR pen, and potentially it's going to have really good value, especially if you look out for it on like Amazon big deal days and things like that, which will undoubtedly come up. You know, Huion pretty much always have those good sales. So I think that is worth having a look for sure. That's why I wasn't going. Right. And yeah, they make good EMR pens is kind of what they do. And so this time, as opposed to the sort of Android LCD tablet, they've actually gone properly with the Huion EMR. What they should have done, though, is really made this a brilliant drawing tablet and given us a really good drawing app, and they haven't done that. I think that this is a, you know, I think under the hood, this is essentially a e-ink tablet from 5 years ago. I think it might even be with one of the companies that make those, because there's a lot of similarities to the user interface from that time period as well. But this is a good basic e-ink tablet with an older generation 227 ppi screen. So yeah, it doesn't have the very latest one, but if you can find this in the future at a good price or secondhand or something, then I would think you get good value here. I think its standout feature is going to be the price, really. The one thing it can do differently, you can just see that we've got ghosting from 2020 as well, unfortunately. And yeah, I think that's about it, really. I think it's basically a Boox Note Air 2 Plus. Good price, though, and yeah, it will do the trick. You've got the Google Play as well, as I said. Next one, then, and this is going to surprise some of you, maybe, but the Remarkable Paper Pro Move is going to get bumped off the bottom of the list. Is that interesting? Does that surprise anyone, I wonder? It kind of has to go. So you know, I've already given away that something at least is going to be removed. Something is going to go at least ahead of the Remarkable Paper Pro Move, which is amazing to say. Think about the quality of these e-ink tablets when something that I really loved using, the Remarkable Paper Pro, it's got a real clear appeal, it's got style. If you're interested in the Remarkable sort of ecosystem, if you're already there and you're happy and you're getting out of it what you wanted to get out of it, then the Remarkable Paper Pro Move is just a kind of clear and obvious choice, really. Don't know why that hasn't woken up when I woke it up there. I did spend all the time to charge them all and update them. So who knows what's going on there? Maybe this one I plugged it in, but it didn't actually charge. Maybe that's what happened there. But yeah, generally I think it does seem to be waking up. Generally, writing on it was really good. It is odd to me. One thing that I kind of don't really understand and gives me hope a little bit for the next generation of Boox Go 10.3 with a capacitive stylus is that Remarkable have managed to get good performance out of a capacitive stylus here. So maybe, just maybe, Boox will too. And I'll plug that in because we can maybe talk about it just briefly at the end. Must not have charged when I charged it earlier on, which won't be its fault. It'll be the cable not being giving its power. Yes, got to move off the list, and I've got to move on as well. Otherwise, I'm going to get bogged down. What do you think about that at all? Some people are not surprised. Yeah, and I think if you're a Remarkable fan, you've got a beautiful design. It's just getting edged out by the stronger things that are above it now. But if you're an existing Remarkable user, I think it makes perfect sense. You've still got all of those great Remarkable things. You've got the color ink as well. Okay, so now the tricky one is going to be deciding really the next one. And I'm going to come back to this. No, I won't. I'll do this now. Because out of these three, and I think the Supernote Nomad is going to go down to number 10. I've got the Supernote Nomad here, and I absolutely love this. And my wife absolutely loves it. And I've just had a little look. I'm not going to show you her to-do list, but she is still using the to-do list properly. And the to-do list means you can put an icon just by highlighting it and a couple of clicks from anywhere in any note. And I think that's really quite good. But generally, the Supernote Nomad is the smaller brother to the Supernote Manta. And yeah, I've just given her one of the new Wacom pens as well. She quite likes the clicky idea because just in case she drops it, it's kind of a bit protected when it's in like that. And it's still really, really lovely. And I still think this is possibly the nicest overall design. It's so different from everything else. Possibly it's the nicest overall design of all e-ink tablets, bar none. What do you think about that? I think it's absolutely great. You've got things like star marks, you've got things like digests that go into sort of central. Why won't that do a star mark then? We've done wrong. There we are, that one's done one. They go into a sort of central repository. Of course, you've always had that lovely organization of the notebooks with headings and things like that. It's just really, really good. And it's got the amazing writing feel, the Feel Right film with the ceramic nibs that never run out. It's just brilliant. It really is. It's good. And I think if you want Supernote, if you love everything about the Manta, and you think you want the Supernote, then this would pair well with any other e-ink tablet as well, by the way. This is a really good choice to go for. Yeah, it's an interesting question, Jay. I think the the stars were kind of there before there was a to-do list. I think the to-do list is now sort of usurped that, but I think the stars are kind of like a permanent thing to get around, to navigate around a notebook. Really, I think it's really quite useful still. And just above it, you can see pretty much they're all, in fact, they're all bigger ones. So I think this might be the best kind of small size e-ink tablet. And just to talk about them, I mean, the Viwoods AI paper isn't getting into this list. And the Viwoods AI paper is still pretty good. And some people absolutely love it and swear by it. It's a good tablet here. But this, again, this is an older screen. It's a monocolor front light is the bit that I don't really like about it as well. It's from an era where the front lights had to be quite a lot deeper to make them work well. It's just generally, it's a really nicely designed thing. I think it's got a fingerprint sensor still on it. There's lots of good things about it, and Viwoods have really worked hard to improve their software and things like that as well. I just think it's just a little bit off the kind of pace when you compare it to the design of the Supernote. And then you've got the AI paper, then you've got the iFlytek Note Air 2, okay, which I actually think is really good. And I'm wondering where this is going to go. And unfortunately, there isn't room. There isn't room for both the Supernote Nomad and the iFlytek AI Note Air. So this number 10 spot is currently contested between the Supernote Nomad and the iFlytek. Let's just call it the Air 2 for now. It's going to be tricky, and it's going to take me a little bit longer, I think. What do you think? What do you guys think? Do you think, yeah, and what should the criteria be that I judge these two on that actually makes me finally do that? I kind of know what I'm going to do here. I kind of know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lend, and if she wants, eventually she can have it. Obviously, I'm going to let Steph test out them both. I think she'll probably end up defaulting back to what she knows, because there's a comfort, especially when it's your notepad that you're like, you're trying to use efficiently at work. I think she'll want to stick with the Nomad. But this has got so many really powerful things, like the meeting things are just really nicely like integrated within the notes. So if I hit record rather than write here, then I get this kind of recording environment with notes. I've automatically used the Manta pen, not that it matters too much. The pen is okay actually on here. It's not something they even think is as good as the sort of rivals, the writing feel here. But I've got notes, got my meeting recording with my notes. It does this clever thing with its sort of microphone array where it can work out where I am. So if I turn it around, it will know that I'm sort of opposite, and it will know who is speaking from where. Maybe I switch to now to me speaking from here, so it can sort of detect where in the room it is. It's kind of like, it's a really clever thing, this. And what iFlytek are doing here is they're integrating e-ink, an e-ink notepad, really useful for professionals, and voice transcription. And I think voice transcription plus e-ink plus Wacom EMR, you know, let's not forget, for your notes, could be a really powerful thing for a lot of people. So this, for me, this is going to be quite a tricky ask for a little while, is what is going to be there on that number 10 spot in the future. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. We've got some real Supernote fans on my channel, haven't we? But it's the new guy. Maybe a bit of support for the new guy. Any other iFlytek users out there that's got this one here? Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, my hairdresser thinks I'm looking like James Dean at the minute. That's what they're all saying. Thanks so much to you. Yeah, I'll go back through the chat after I've done the top 10, shall I? What do you think of that? Okay, I'm going to stop it recording now there. I think it's really quite good, actually. They've got these lovely panda things. I'll have a proper video on this pretty soon. And yeah, there's the panda there. And this just says panda and flower. And I like their little bird icon as well. The little bird icon, clearly just taken that over. Well, Twitter don't want it anymore, do they? So we can have that. Right, that is the battle that is going to still rage on, and I've not got an answer for you right now on that one, and not even today am I going to have an answer for you on that one, I'm afraid, whether it's going to go between those. But you've certainly got the portable tablet there without losing the Supernote character in the Nomad. If you want a premium compact notebook you can carry with you everywhere, this is a really, really great choice. But there are bigger, the more capable things above it. You can see they're all bigger and more capable. So the Remarkable Paper Pro is also going to move down to the next spot, and the Remarkable Paper Pro is good. You know, I'm someone who likes my devices to do that a bit more, but the Remarkable Paper Pro, it's not broken. It's still doing exactly what it says. It's an incredible tablet for the right person. Premium design, very clear, focused identity. But it's just the little things, like, I mean, I have to put my PIN code in now if I'm going to show this because it doesn't have a fingerprint reader, you know. It's just the kind of like the lack of the power. It's actually big and heavy, but compared to the Air that I've just been holding, you can really feel that heaviness. The pen still isn't as good as some of the others, yeah, but it's amazing what they've done with the capacitive pen. This is capacitive pen done right, you know, it really is still very good. I've loved drawing on here, you know, I kind of get addicted to handwriting on here as well, just like I do on the Manta, although it's not as good as the Manta. The display, I still think there's a big trade-off there about the color and the flashing with the display. You can see it's quite dark here, even with a lot of front light, it still doesn't really get bright ever. It's not coming through, I'm looking on the camera, it's not coming through how yellow it is. It's still really very yellow. And I know that there's some people seem to have more or less yellow screens. So I think that we've got some differences in manufacturing, if that makes sense there, because the Remarkable Move here doesn't seem quite as yellow to me as the Paper Pro is. And yeah, I'm not going to carry on about the yellow stuff just now. Here we are, it's waking up finally. It really is having trouble. Perhaps just does need to get to a sort of full charge before it will wake up again. Yeah, but people who still want that premium, restrained, distraction-free or distraction-light writing device care a lot about the design. It is lovely. If you really love that industrial design, if you really love the Remarkable feel, if you're a kind of Remarkable person and you wanted an upgrade from Remarkable 2, then this is still brilliant. And it's still the very best in keyboard case. It's just so smooth, and people are copying it now. We've got the iFlytek kind of copying it. It's not exactly the same, but people are imitating that because it is really very good. And what it means is that you don't feel like you're holding something in a keyboard case whilst you've got it in its keyboard case, and you don't feel with either of these two devices, actually, you don't really feel like it's a big chunky keyboard case you're lugging around. you just feel like it's a normal book style case. What's next? Okay, so well, we're going to drop the Viwoods paper down one as well, and that means that if you're following along, the only new one that I've got to put in at the minute, that means the iFlytek is definitely going ahead of the Viwoods. Right, now that was actually a tricky one, and it shows you how tight and how hard this is to decide as we go up the way, because I've got two tablets here, which it would be very, be very hard to pick between these two. They're both really very good. I think perhaps one of the main things that's doing it for me, you can see how similar their designs are. One of the main things that's doing it for me, you can almost shuffle them and forget which one was which. Quite easily. They're so super slim. They're very similar look. The Viwoods slightly yellower look to the iFlytek. The Viwoods, of course, has got that extra 0.1 of a millimeter, which makes it an absolute chonk, of course. I mean, you can actually notice that if you were, it's not much at all, but if you had to put your hand on your heart, but if you didn't know, perhaps you wouldn't know. They're very similar in design. Both really super thin, and it does matter a little bit for a paper tablet, because if it wants to feel like a pad of paper, it wants to be thin. You got that extra button there as well, but it's just the little touches. It's the little touches in the software as well. Like these buttons aren't buttons here. You have to slide in to get them in. Okay, so if I want to open up the air chat, I have to slide in rather than tap. Yeah, I did do it. And this can be used like the Supernote as a little scroll bar as well. Not that I'm desperately keen on all that AI chat stuff in my e-ink tablet, but they've both got this kind of like blend. They're both aiming for this blend of focus and real sort of AI productivity powerhouse stuff. But for me, the one that gets that blend that bit more right is the iFlytek, actually. I think it's just the way the meeting notes are integrated here within the same thing. It's a meeting record, and there is meeting notes with transcription as well if you want it, but it's just not as seamlessly put together as the. That's just playing it there. It's not as seamlessly put together as it is on the iFlytek. Actually, there are more lovely design touches on the iFlytek than there are on the Viwoods. The Viwoods, of course, has the ceramic pens as well, but I think I'm going to go now. I think I'm going to start using this little guy on the Viwoods, because I just think both got the lovely ceramic nibs. All of these have got the plastic top of the e-ink as well, which does allow it to have that little bit more give, which does make it a little bit of a nicer writing feel, especially with the ceramics, just like the Supernote Manta does. But for me, yeah, Viwoods, nice place, lovely slim tablet, really nice paper tablet, AI paper. It lives up to the hype, but it's just not quite as good as the iFlytek. So does that mean that the iFlytek is going to be next? Let me just pop the Viwoods away. It does mean we're up to number 7 now. And it really is the case that any of these, I think any of these top 10 and the Remarkable Paper Pro, they could easily be the top for somebody. They could easily be the top for quite a lot of people, actually. So what's going to go next? I mean, the iFlytek or the Tab Ultra C Pro, and this is a real high watermark, the Tab Ultra C Pro for me. It's a really good tablet. I still use the Tab Ultra C rather, because it's still going. It's still absolutely great. This is the Tab Ultra C Pro is for me still like one of the best productivity e-ink tablets that are out there. You've got the full color e-ink screen now all of a sudden, and for multitasking, for typing, it's got the keys exposed on the back, which I don't love, but it's still a viable and decent keyboard case for typing and working with multi-screen, typing into, that's the thing now. You can type into Word on here, and you can't type into Word on Remarkable, for instance. you can on the iFlytek. You can on the iFlytek. So, you know, I think if you want it to be more like a computer style work, if you're a power user, an office user, if you want to have one app for your work Outlook and one app for your personal Outlook, for example, then you can do that here on Boox, and it just works. You know, you can see here I've got like lots of more productivity kind of style apps, you know, rather than just the kind of note taking, and the very few apps that I'll end up putting on the iFlytek. So for raw productivity, this is still great, but I actually think that overall for most people, because when you take it out, it's just not as nice a notepad. It's a bit more slippery. Yes, you've still got the Wacom EMR, but it just doesn't feel like a notebook. And after all, these guys are first and foremost about note taking and about writing. And I think that possibly the Tab Ultra C Pro isn't quite as high a recommend as the iFlytek. And I think that the iFlytek is going to even crawl up above them. I mean, this is just, is it surprising you? Is any of this stuff surprising you? I think the Tab Ultra C Pro, amazingly, probably due an update now. You know, it's a few years old. Probably due an update. The Tab Ultra C Pro is probably going up there. And then there's a tricky one. There's a really tricky one coming. Okay, so I've still got the iFlytek to put in. Let's not forget. And I've got Note F4C here from last time, and obviously that's been replaced by the 5C, so that can just kind of go. But where do I put the Note F5C? And then I've got the Boox Go 10.3 just above it, and that is just being superseded now as well by the Go 10.3 Mark II. I haven't got that to test yet. So what do I do about that? These are some of the questions. These are some of the tricky questions. So I think that let's just get rid of the Note F4C and replace it with the Note F5C. And then the question is actually, are there enough improvements to the Note F5C from the Note F4C to actually put it above the Go 10.3, the original one? And the Go 10.3 is still great. It's not broken. Anyone out there still using their Go 10.3 quite happily? Let us know. I think it's really, really good still. Where is it? Over here. I think it's still really, really good. So I've got it in a sort of third-party case here. But again, this one, before there was iFlytek and Viwoods, there was Go 10.3, and it's actually still more of an individual design than those guys were. But it's a Boox tablet, so of course it's, you know, it's full Android by default. You don't have to put the Google Play Store on there. It's just on there. It's got Boox's incredible understanding of e-ink there. But again, it's an older type of screen. This one does have the Wacom EMR, but it's a glass top surface here as well. You know, it does feel a bit cheaper than the iFlytek and the Viwoods actually in terms of its build, although it is really, really very nice. And no front light, nice and thin e-ink screen, no fingerprint reader here. So to keep it secure, you've got to put your PIN code in. The pens aren't as good, although you can use third-party ones, of course. Yeah, it's a very flimsy actual pen holding on to there. Notes, you know, good. I just think still, though, this is still going to be a really good. It's still going to be a very good value tablet indeed. It's telling me all the new things that they've got. And it's just updated now. New pen styles again. I'm not a big fan of calligraphy style pens, but everyone else seems to absolutely love them. Just give me a normal pen, please. Normal pressure sensitive pen, please. Is it the case that they've added a pressure sensitivity function to one of them or something like this? Or is that on one of the other tablets? Yeah, but generally I think this is properly still really, really good. I think, though, the Go 10.3 is actually going to come down one. It's going to come underneath the Note Air 5C. And the reason for that is that I just think that the things like the better processor now, more up-to-date processor, the really well-performing color e-ink screen is really good as well. Where am I going to put the Note A5 C in the iFlytek though? That is a tricky question. And I think that now on the Note A5 C, you can have a keyboard case if you do want one. He's probably going to put it above that. You've got the fingerprint reader. They've solved some of the issues with the case having the charging port. It's, as I say, got the fingerprint reader opened up straight away. Color is better if you want to use apps. It's really, really quick for an e-ink tablet. You know, it's still got, of course, great Wacom EMR stuff. And I like it with this pen here, which is the this is the pen from, it's probably the pen from, it's an older one, a Nova Air or something. But it's just the simple Boox sort of white pen, which is the right size for this and should have been shipped with it immediately. It's just got fewer drawbacks. And now I'll say pogo pins for keyboards. Generally, this is a really great all-round tablet. And this could easily be, the Note Air 5C could easily be the top. And it probably is the most like sensible all-round recommendation for most people still. But the Go 10.3 is a lovely, straightforward tablet, strong writing feel. The Go 10.3 has got a really clean sense of purpose whenever you get this. You know, you're not distracted by using other apps like you are on this one here. But, you know, newer features, less versatile. Yes, it's thinner. But people who just want a simple, light Boox and who feel it's very good to write on, then I don't think you can go wrong with this. Simple, easy to use, really, for a Boox as well. And then the Note Air 5C, solid all-round choice. If you want to read books, if you want color, if you want, you know, if you want something to read your color comics and your academic stuff on, but you don't want it to be, you need it to be a bit more portable than one of the bigger guys, then this is your tablet, really, isn't it? Really familiar books, versatility, great handwriting, Google Play, all that stuff. Don't love the keyboard case. It doesn't quite have the same emotional pull as like the Manta. And that is actually important to me because you do want it to be somewhere that you actually like writing. And if you don't think that an emotional pull is important about these tablets, then why would people buy like all kinds of colored notebooks? Why are we not just all using basic kind of Espo gray notebooks? You know, if it doesn't matter, if our stationery doesn't matter about how we feel about it, then we would all use very basic legal notepads. These things matter, and the Manta does it for me for that one there. But it does cover almost every base with the ink without forcing any big compromises. It can do everything, almost everything, reasonably well. So the next, number 4, is where I'm going to put the iFlytek. And that's the iFlytek AI Note 2. And I think it's really good. I've talked about it a fair bit already. I do think it's really good. So I'll just run through it really one last time. I've got the iFlytek, not the Viwoods. But I've been really impressed by the elegant, well-judged, strong note-taking, very good meeting workflow. There's a sensible balance here between focus and capable. So you've got schedule, reading, and notes. And that's your lot, basically. And then you've got down here, not in the way, access to any apps. Google Play's there. You can put Solitaire on it and all that jazz if you wish to. So it can be there. It can be there for your Google stuff as well. The schedule is really good. I like the handwriting recognition on it very, very much as well. And yeah, generally, it's not quite at the Boox level in terms of its understanding of the ink. You've only got 2 options, optimal display or optimal speed. You've got a bit more ghosting than you'll find on a Boox tablet. But generally, as a paper tablet, I mean, it's so light as well. Yeah, then it's really quite good. So, and I've got quite a lot of confidence that they'll be around improving and working on this ecosystem for some time. I really enjoyed drawing with it in Barcelona as well. This drawing at a museum in Barcelona. which was nice. So drawing's possible on it as well. It's not the best for drawing, but it is absolutely possible as well. And this is what I'm talking about. You pull this out in a meeting and you look like you know what you're talking about. Really, really nice. This is the best for meeting-heavy professionals, planners, for people who want AI capture and transcription on their device front and center. And I think this is really useful. And that meeting and transcription workflow feels like it's been really considered well and built in, rather than just a kind of add-on. So a really good tablet there. And there's a reason why I've been using it to do my planning for this session today, and lots more as well. I wonder if I've accidentally deleted the note that I know it's just on a different page, isn't it? Where is it then? Live streams, there we are. Yeah. So last couple then to look at, and the Note Max, and that was the big one actually between the Manta and the iFlytek. But the Note Max is exactly what it says. If you want a note-taking device and you want it to be as big as possible, this is just flipping brilliant, really. If you want a reader that you want to be as big as possible, this is absolutely brilliant. It's genuinely special, this device, just because of that sheer size. The space for making notes is just absolutely wonderful. I just think it's, yeah, I just think it's absolutely brilliant. Big. Yeah, then go with this. If you need lots of room to set out your thoughts, you've now got the infinite canvas notes, which this obviously isn't an infinite canvas notes, but that is an option to use. I think it pairs really well with the Note A5 pen, incidentally. You know, if you want that scale, you know, then this is the thing to go for. It really is good. And all of the good things about Boox as well, like well-managed e-ink, rapid pen. I mean, look at that, accurate. I mean, you can write super, I say super tiny, but you write normal size on here, and you just get so much room to work. So much room to think. And that's what this is all about. If you want the tablet that's going to let you do that, then go with this and you won't regret it. For deep work, for long form note taking, document markup, I know that Ed loves marking his students' work on it, then this is brilliant for that. It's really like a coherent choice. It's really got everything that you need. And yeah, the standout thing is just that massive writing area. The drawback, of course, is that massive size. And compare that to a 10.3, then you're just carrying around a bigger bag. Simple as that, really. So if you want one on your desk, it might be the choice. And I think that's second. And I think that's second sort of objectively, really, my objective hat on, because the top one is, sorry, the second, that's not the second, that's third, my apologies. So I think that's third, the Note, so I think that's third, the Note Max. Second is the Tab X C. And the Tab X C is all of the things that is with a color e-ink screen. Both can have this same keyboard case, incidentally, but this color e-ink screen is absolutely glorious. And if you want to be able to work in split screen mode, yeah, have two apps side by side, have a reader, have something you're typing in on this side, maybe any app that you choose on this side. You know, it's just such a powerhouse, really. And if you want color space, you've still got good handwriting. The handwriting is not as good as an EMR, but you can whip that off. I've put a textured healing shield film on top. I think I obviously was in landscape mode there. Whilst I was writing in portrait. But you can see it's got the power to be able to like handle the ink, to drive the ink. And it's really, really good. But it is a capacitive stylus. And I was going to say that this Supernote, I was going to say, sorry, that the Remarkable is the only other one with a is the only one with the capacitive size, but this has one as well. But actually it still manages pretty well compared to the Bigme B10. This can still be accurate, and I can still do that same thing that I've just shown you on the Note Max. I can still get my ordinary 0.7 pen out, and I can still write comfortably small. It's definitely helped by that feel, right? Sorry, Healing Shield film though. Why does it lose out to the Manta though? I think it's just that portability, and I think it's just how good the Manta is. It really speaks to it. But if you want color, space, handwriting, full Google Play, all the books things, all the books, e-ink handling, then this is it. Flexible, incredibly compelling. It could easily be #1 for loads and loads and loads of people. It could easily be #1 for me, really. But it just loses on the Manta on that deeper question of what feels like the most coherent notebook. And after all, these e-ink devices are there to replace our notebooks and planners mainly, rather than to be a productivity powerhouse. And I'll be honest, there's plenty of times when I want to type on this, but actually I'll be like, well, if I do it on my computer, I've got 2 big screens and I can get more going at once, you know. And it's just, you know, it's kind of like it's more screen, but it's nowhere near as much screen as my desktop setup or a laptop with an extended desktop as well. So there's great things here, but it is a great place for professionals who want large color, do everything e-ink device for reading, for notes, for apps, and for serious work. It's a big e-ink with proper books freedom. And then lastly, and who's surprised, everybody? Is anybody there surprised about the Manta staying at the top? And what's going to challenge this? I mean, it's going to be brilliant. Is the only thing that's going to challenge this going to be the Supernote A4? Will it, when that eventually comes? Who knows? But this is still the one that just feels most right as a note taker. Every time I come back to it, it's like coming home, you know, which doesn't seem important, but all the things that are just like intuitive. And I don't use most of the power of this because I don't use the digest enough, and I don't use the to-do list like my Steph does. But you know, the fact that it's there, you know, she doesn't use the Atelier app, the excellent drawing app. And this is where I absolutely love another drawing that I did in Barcelona as well. Oh, there's a new version of Atelier with layer opacity. Oh, it's amazing news. Supports me. Update now. Right. Okay, that's me sorted now, because I've been really hoping for opacity channel to be added to the layers there. So that's great news. It's harder to justify this if you want like app flexibility, if you want color. Obviously, this is not it. You know, there are trade-offs. You can't do Google things on here. It doesn't have the Play Store. Just in time. And yeah, there's things that it doesn't have. But for serious writers, thinkers, anyone who just needs a pure notebook experience but wants it to be infinite pages and wants to have this for basically forever, for a decade of sheer love of using it, that writing feel is second to none, and it's great. Okay, so what do you think? Let's get into it. Let's have a little chat. Here's the top 10 then. So Supernote Manta, Boox Tab X C, Boox Note Max, iFlytek AI Note 2, Boox Note A5 C, Boox Go 10.3, Viwoods ePaper, Remarkable Paper Pro, and Supernote Nomad. What do you all think? Let me know. Let's have a chat about it now. I've got a little bit of time still. Whew. I've done that was quite a lot, wasn't it? Probably got another couple of things planned to talk about. And I'm just going to probably just take myself 30 seconds just to grab a drink after going through that. Let's just go for, yeah. Why not just do, yeah, I'll talk about the members. I'll show you the members thing, because actually it was really nice to talk that through with members and get all those decisions made before just presenting it to you. Sorry I didn't stop and do the chat, but we'll go through some chat now. I just want to take a moment to talk about my membership offer. There are 3 tiers of membership. Firstly is the advanced review evaluators, and people love to see my videos before they go live to the public. The next tier is members only videos. And this year I'm increasing the number of members only videos that I put out each month. It's amazing to me that my channel is at the point where I can't respond to every single comment that I get. I try my best to get around to as many as I possibly can, but as a member in any tier, I'll always respond to your questions first. And I do know that many of you have questions about your specific use case. And the last tier is my office only tiers, where I'll offer you a call every quarter if you join that tier. So you can discuss and get advice about which one might suit you, but also how you can integrate these into your work life. I really appreciate that many of you want to support the channel in this way, and this is just a bit more than giving a super thanks on a live stream. So thank you once again. Cool. Okay. So I hope that was useful. Share the recording later with some of your friends as well. And yeah, if you've got a favorite one, then share it with them. I think that'd be really useful as well. Okay, so lots of really great things, and I definitely agree with this. Consider your own needs before making a purchase. Don't just all go out and buy the Manta. It is the best for most people, I think, but definitely find out what is right for your workflow. Absolutely. 10.3 2 still has lots of potential. It's so strange to think the first black and white front lit books focused on notes since 2023 with the original Tab X. Was that the first front lit books? I think they had more before that, didn't they? I'm sure that the Note Air 2 Plus was before that, and the Note Air originally had a light as well. I think because Max Lumi was one of the first ones to have a front light. Thanks for what you do. Oh, that's it's my absolute pleasure. Thanks so much. Looking for the best note taker with a fantastic task organizer too. Yeah, so Supernote is definitely still the best for that. I love the feeling of people asking me about the ink tablet. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just be that guy. Just like pester them. Like you'll find there are still people who try it and then don't love it. But so many people will like thank you so much for the rest of the time for introducing you to that. Yeah. No one where I'm working knows anything about e-ink other than a couple I've drawn into the dark side. I suppose it doesn't help that I'm remote. Yeah, absolutely. Preach, it's hard to separate the fun of trying new things from the chaos of always trying new things. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, just having to switch between them. Absolutely. It hasn't arrived yet, so I'm not sure exactly when that will be there. And I haven't actually got the shipping notification yet either, so it might be a little while. Yeah, I've done that one. B10 pen point might be accurately characterized as powerfully, almost supernaturally bad. Yeah, it is really quite bad. And handwriting the B7 and it's really bad. It's a great e-reader though. Yeah, exactly. So the B10 is actually worse than the B7 somehow. I have a lot of old 60s magazines in PDF. Which device is the best one to get for both writing and reading PDFs? Scan PDFs. Thank you for your advice. That one would be the Tab X C. If you didn't want to go that size, then go for the Note Air 5C at the minute, I think, if you want color. It's got to move off, yeah. Doesn't surprise you, this is with the Move going. Move doesn't add much value in comparison. Its size leads it to try it as an e-reader in addition to notes, and it just can't do it. Yeah, so it just isn't still a great e-reader, unfortunately. Yeah, Supernote to-dos are really good. Stars, yeah. So to-dos kind of took the place of stars. Literally got a Boox Go 10.3 a week ago, and they released Gen 2. I don't think it's worth upgrading. No, I honestly think that the Go 10.3, if the Go series never gets the EMR back, then the Go 10.3.1 will be a kind of like, it will become a bit of a cult classic, I think. I think you've got yourself a really great tablet there, and I think stick with it. I wish the to-do list didn't require the OCR. It's not always accurate, and I prefer my handwriting item. Yeah, I agree. Did they not change that? I thought they'd changed that you didn't need to do OCR with it. I really like my Viwoods Mini, but their software always seems like it's perpetually almost there. Yeah, that's right with them. No, oh, that was Nomad versus Viwoods versus the iFlytek. And people agreed that the Nomad is probably still the top one of those. Viwoods probably had my favorite calendar, but the others are catching up. Yeah, daily is really good. Viwoods is, they call it daily. And all the calendars are getting better, aren't they? Because they're all managing to integrate memos and notes and associate notes with days, things like that. So I think it's really cool. I'd like to see Remarkable step it up a bit with a revamped Remarkable 2 with a black and white update. Yeah, I still don't know why they haven't done that. It must be this September, surely, that they do that. Did I mention the Viwoods Mini? I did, but it was already not on the list, so it was already re-released. It was already released, and so it had already sort of dropped off the bottom, if that made sense. Christina's an iFlytek fan. I just live record meetings and having it work up the meetings minutes. Yeah, it makes me more present in meetings that I don't have to frantically scribble down notes. Yeah, I think that's really good. Meeting recording is good. Voice recording is good. More content about that coming soon. Problem with the Paper Pro is that when you're typing, it's the smallest space to type on, with tons of wasted space. The Paper Pro, yeah, but it's a larger space, isn't it? Oh, I see what you mean. The way they've arranged their writing on the page is quite small. Yeah, they've got some interesting things coming remarkable with like the center mirror, which is like a open sort of infinite canvas note-taking app. So I think there's going to be more, and their remarkable web app is being launched as well for Connect services. So that should be quite interesting. Supernote Calendar just needs to be able to sync. It doesn't send or receive any data to the cloud surface. Yeah, it certainly does need to sync. I love my ink art frame. Yeah, this the one beside me. Another one that I'm just had. This one actually, I've got to actually record a little bit about this, so I might as well talk about it for a few minutes now. This one is really good as well. This is the Seed Studio. Let's talk about this. It's the re-ink terminal. It's not re-ink terminal. It's just called re-terminal, and it's a that camera should just come in a second, hopefully. Oh yeah, there we go. And yeah, Seed Studio make these like little ESP board things, lots of DIY stuff. But this one is like the most, like, not trying to hide that it's a piece of tech, and it should just change. Although perhaps I didn't press it for quite long enough. You see it looks quite good there, yeah. And I can cycle through. Essentially all I've done here is I've sent a bunch of photos to it through its little, what they call the, I can't quite remember, the little cloud surface basically. And it's got a little SD card in it. And now it should change to the next one in this little cycle. Yeah, I think these guys are really good. And what's been impressive is that I charged this once and it's been doing this every 10 minutes. I've got it cycling through these every 10 minutes, and it's still got battery life. Okay. And so I think it's really quite good. I did have an issue at first, but the issue was that I'd plugged it in, a little bit like what went on with the Remarkable Move earlier on. I'd plugged it in, but it didn't charge properly. And I think that's just because some of my cables, I don't think it takes the like highest power output, power delivery or something like that, because it didn't charge properly. But you can see, look, that's a really nice, that was a black and white one. You know, I think it's really quite good. It's really easy to use, and because it's an ESP board and it's very DIY, you can just put your own software on it if you wished. But it certainly is doing what it says on the tin. It's been really good. So I'll leave that on the screen for a little while as well, just for now. So if you want to complain about where any of these guys are, if you want to tell me what you think about the Supernote Nomad versus the iFlytek Air, then do that as well, because that is a really tricky one to decide at this point, which one should go at the bottom there. Right, what are we up to? Sync. Yeah, so I love it. The one on the wall is very expensive, and I think if you're bulking at the price for the ink poster, then hold your horses for a little while, because Bluminate, I think, are coming out with a larger one. You know, there's other companies that are coming out with larger panels now, so I think that those are coming, and they'll be at better prices than the ink poster ones are. Battery over thinness every time. Yeah, don't disagree with that. But I like lightness as well. Tab X Pro even got an upgrade to Android 13, practically unheard of in this market. Yeah, that is quite a surprise actually. Note-taking thing is where I put my feel right to on the Tab X Pro. Yep, yeah, so that's definitely an option. I was talking, if the Tab X Pro appeals to you, you can definitely change the screen surface. Tab X Pro still has the best keyboard. I'd love any manufacturer to release a clamshell keyboard case. Yeah, absolutely agree. It's a good keyboard, but I think hiding the keys when you're holding it in notepad style is definitely important. The new Go 10.3 is better than the original. I just haven't tried it yet. I've got to wait and see for that. I mean, it is on paper, because it is actually an updated screen from Carter HD to Carter 1200. And there's a couple of other little updates there as well. So we'll see it and find out. But yeah, I don't think many people will need to upgrade from the Go 10.3 to the Go 10.32. Every way but the stylus, absolutely. Yep. So could they get it, if they can get it close to the remarkable pen performance or the Tab X C pen performance, then it'll be fine. Note A5C was on the screen then, yep. Just got the Onyx Boox, €50 in second-hand market. It was a minor flaw as well. Which one is that? It's the best thing I've ever had. Totally worth it. Cool. Love that. Wish my iFlytek supported the recall app on Android. I don't know why it doesn't. Is that a really recent Android feature maybe? None of them seem to support ChatGPT either a lot of the time. It just seems like maybe you need a later version for that. These are the thin ones. Do they feel brittle? No, they don't. They actually feel pretty sturdy. And I can't remember which one I dropped and drop tested recently. Oh no, it was I use the TCL phone, so they've been through the wars recently. Like I dropped one in the bath the other day, and it was absolutely fine. So yeah, I've dropped them quite a lot, and they're really fine. Best keyboard e-ink combo, remarkable Paper Pro probably. Yeah, the iFlytek is good, but the Remarkable Paper Pro is absolutely fabulous. But of course, the combo isn't just about, you see that's what happens with the iFlytek. I don't know if you saw that, but because it's not connected here, it's connected, when it's closed, it isn't connected, and you make the connection halfway up here. So you see it sort of like flaps up like that, but you make that connection, the pogo pins are just there, look. You make the connection there, it's just not very positive, whereas the Remarkable one stays connected and the ribbon goes through the hinge. So I don't think that's bad, and this is a nice keyboard. It's got nice travel to it, yeah, but you just a little bit bigger, a little bit more space on the Remarkable one as well, so it is really good. Both good, but as I said, the thing that makes this better is you can now type into whichever Office app you want to use, Word included. And that, I think, is what makes this very good, is that now, yeah, there it is. It doesn't feel like dead keys like the Note A5C keyboard, just that they feel really dead. These don't feel dead at all. They're pretty good. Best tablet for typing, the external Bluetooth keyboard, Google Docs, write screenplays, Tab X C. Sure, Tab X C for typing. Note Max will do it, but Tab X C is definitely the best. 10.3 is elegant but heavy. Pen is not that bad. What kit? Yeah, they gave it back, whereas I couldn't just drop in and replace the T1000 with the T2000. So is that why? So it actually needed to be upgraded to a higher chip, but actually they couldn't replace it. It doesn't seem to be that much better in the ghosting either. Scroll a document seen in Google Drive. When you download it, you can just go page by page. Yeah, because that's the Google Drive app that does it rather than the Reader app, I suppose. Very well built, yeah. People saying they're well built tablets. iFlytek has a passable mind map function too. I haven't done that. I haven't tried that one out yet, but certainly it's got infinite notes, isn't it, I think? Or it's certainly got infinite length of scroll, which is good. AI Note 2. Some just chat here. This was celebrating the goated Manta. People not understanding the digest. The digest is really good, and definitely speak to Ed and go watch his videos if you want to understand how to use the digest. Basically, if you're a heavy academic reader, then you'll find a good use for that. Vlad will want to know about the Atelier app. Let's have a look at the new Atelier app then. I wonder if it's just done it. You know, layer opacity is like a dream on the ink. Gosh. So let's have a look to just, yeah, look. Oh yeah, it's just the best thing ever. Oh man, this is going to be so great. So I can, because because normally what you do is you do fine pen lines as your first starter. I might still do that. Here they are, but now I could actually sketch the initial thing with a dark pen, so I could use like my B's and things, and then later decide whether I want it to be opaque. And then with the tonal layer, I'll just be able to dial that down. Oh man, this is just like the best thing ever. I can't remember what, I was so excited by a layer opacity that I've forgotten what else they improved as well. About version. Mirror flipping, don't care about. Copying content with a marquee tool, so you couldn't even do copying in this. Increase the zoom level. Okay, that's quite cool, because if you want to zoom in and be really intricate and then zoom back out again, that's quite cool as well. Fix the issue where the drawing content will occasionally be lost after creating and losing a new drawing. We'll certainly want to fix that. Fix the issue where gestures will be easily triggered by accident. So really it is about layer opacity. But that, as you can probably tell, I've added a reference layer as well. Okay, so you can add an image on the reference, and if you want to sort of cheat and trace, fine. Okay, it's not cheating. However, whatever way you want to use to make art is fine by me. So that's brilliant news about the Atelier. Last open seems so useful. Yeah, that's the quick access, very quickly make a new note accidentally there, or quick access to to-do list, to digest, to last open note. So I'm back here where I was. It's just really great the way you can navigate around it. It becomes like second nature. Tab X C had a lot to offer, but don't like the typing case because of the flawed design. Typing experience is good, except sometimes switching between writing and typing. Yeah, I mean, these things are important, like how quick it is to get backwards and forwards is pretty important. Like, for example, now if I want to go back to that note, which is my main notes for today's live stream, here we are. That was pretty quick actually, because it's up from the middle, opens up recents, and then I'm back to the note. Fine. But if I was out of this note, then earlier on I did find it quite tricky to find. And I just think they've got Supernote have just managed to find lots of good solutions to things like that, which is really quite clever. I love this. I have Supernote, Manta, and Tab X C as a master bundle. I'm stealing that for a title at some point. I'm going to write it down now. What is the e-ink master bundle? Thank you very much. Hope that's okay. I'll steal that from you. And you, yeah, because it's the top two, isn't it? Tab X C and Manta. And by this, oh, that would be a bundle. And the iFlytek Air. That might be the master bundle. You've got everything covered there, haven't you? You've got your big do-it-all e-ink, you've got your beautiful notepad, and you've got your meeting and recorder thing. That might be it. I'm sorry, Matthews, you might have to look into getting one of those. Cool. Oh, thanks, Jay. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being a member and supporting the channel massively. I would like a backlight. That's why I don't think my second portable device can be the Nomad, because I need a low light option. Oh, I'm going to change the battery in this thing. We're just talking about battery life, weren't we? So I'll be back in 1 sec. Thanks so much for being here and spending time with me on this live stream. I really enjoy engaging with you guys and answering your questions live. It's a massive support to me. Now, if you do decide that one of the devices that I review here on my channel is for you, then go ahead and check the links in the description, because when you make a purchase through a YouTuber's affiliate links, you make it possible for us to keep making content for you. Okay, thanks so much for your support. Let's just fire in and do the last few questions, shall we? It's quite a lot, which is good. Manta for the win. Manta still winning. Boox still winning just by virtue of sheer quantity. Yeah, I know. Is it 6? No, 1, 2, 5 Boox devices in there. And if they had a 7.8, they probably would edge in there as well somehow. What's the battery life on the Supernote Manta? Like, fabulous. Really, really good. I say that it's on 11% now, but I really do. If you don't do auto sync, then it's pretty much like it'll just wait for you really whenever you're ready. and it will last for days and days and days. But yeah, I've got it on autosync at the minute. I think it's a solid list, of course. Not surprised by the Manta, but it's awesome. I'm enjoying some of the Boox 4.12 beta features. Cool. Let us know which ones to look out for, my buddy. Obviously, I'm sure you'll be covering those in your videos as well, which is awesome. What e-ink notebook would I like to see next, and what would it need to have to replace the Manta? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Probably just a big Supernote would be good. Chuck me an A4 Supernote, please, you guys. I think seeing another 7.8 from Boox would be good with EMR, please. Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a good question. I'd really like to see what Viwoods do next. And now iFlytek have you know, I'd love to see what iFlytek do, for example, with a larger one or with a color one. That would be really interesting. Yeah, those are my sort of ideas. I want to see somebody do the idea of a flick switch to go into like focus mode. I'd love that. Somebody do like a physical button to just, like there is on the on the TCL phones, ePaper phones. Overall feedback on Intex Plus Stylus 10.3.2. Haven't got it yet. Upset it's not EMR, but how does the pen really feel? I just haven't got it in my hand, unfortunately. I'm excited for the new, but yeah, I get it, and I will bring you that news as soon as I do have it in my hand and know. Excited for all the new devices, but sad I can't keep them all and try them all. I pulled out my Tab Ultra C and found I still enjoy the color. It can be handy. I think for using different apps is still amazing. I had someone want to tell them what to buy between the Go Template 3 and the Manta, and didn't like I asked follow-up questions. Oh, I meant the Tab X was the last black and white Boox frontlit. Yeah, that's true. Will you be letting us know those new pens you have coming out? I believe it was talk of Supernote first. Yeah, it is going to be Supernote first, but I don't think they're going to look like they are, which is a shame because I really like the way they look. But we will see. Hopefully I'll get some to test and make a video soon. Tab X C was concerned about accuracy for scientific writing. Bigger screen and performance were all winners, but lack of EMR made the decision for me. Just order a Note A5 C. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, I have used it for like doing my calculations and things for my physics, which is important to be accurate because you're often writing like tiny superscripts and things like that, Greek symbols and things like that. So accuracy does matter, and it is accurate enough. But a lot of the USI type things aren't accurate enough, so that's interesting. Glad to have you watching. And writing on the Kindle Scribe, which is feeling fairly unfair, left out of your top 10. Yeah, now I don't have one of the new Kindle Scribes. So the old Kindle Scribe did have a place. So I absolutely get that. I meant to mention that. There's a reason why it's not there, and it might be because it is because it's not out in this country and I don't have one therefore yet. And I think maybe I'm just looking at the list and thinking, where would it go? It might just be the one that snips out the last of the small ones, and then we need to have a small ink tablet list. But honestly, I don't think that it's going to go ahead of the Remarkable Paper Pro. Controversial. I don't think it's going to go ahead of many of the other ones, but I don't know. We'll see. Remarkable apparently have the Paper Pure coming out in Q2. Well, that's blooming interesting news. Is there actually any chat about this? Can you link us up, please? That would be quite the thing. Remarkable, oh, Android Authority, Remarkable could finally go. A new leak reveals the next tablet from Remarkable will be called the Paper Pure, targeting a wider audience. Launches rumored for Q2 2026. So that's Android Authority. They're not always right. They're not the only authority on Android, but I will email my Remarkable people come soon. SenseCraft, yeah, thank you, that's the thing for the Seed Studio. But that's interesting news, isn't it? Anyone else heard any more rumors about that? A lower price. Return to Reichel's core writing first experience. Interesting. Called the Paper Pure, the mass market than above. It's expected to launch in the second quarter. So, you know, I'd always expected something beneath the Paper Pro line. Oh well, I'll have to make a speculative video about this soon, then won't I? Good. There's some other things as well. Yeah, the Meshtastic stuff from Seed Studio. Still using the Palma. Yes, I am. But no, it hasn't totally replaced my phone. I basically have the Palma 2 Pro and the TCL 70 or 60 Ultra or 70 Pro, whichever one I'm using. That's my main sort of phone things at the minute. Okay, I'm almost there, and I'm going to say goodnight. What's my favorite use case for a writing tablet? Just literally that, for writing. Just love it. Really, I mean, it gets most uses of my planner. So what have I got to do tomorrow? Yeah, this is it, Friday the 20th, isn't it? So these are some notes from a really useful email I got from one of my colleagues about reading scores with kids. These are my 3 lessons I've got to teach tomorrow. Just basically, I've got a PowerPoint that's basically this lesson. And then I'm going to do practical metals and acids with them. Need to make sure I put my orders in for next week, although I actually did do that before I left on Wednesday, so I can delete that quickly. And that's really nice, by the way. Our to-do list where you can just delete things. It's really good. This is just to remind me that literally is, well, I'm going to make this with these kids in year 9. It doesn't look like much, but it will do when they've done it. So yeah, my favorite one, my favorite use, my main use is this. Whether that's my favorite use is another question. What do I really think that, like, I just love doing is I just love, I struggle to find the note I was in now. Recent files, that's the easy way to do it. My favorite use is, though, really sitting down writing. Oh, and drawing, of course. Yeah, I love drawing as well, which I showed you earlier as well. Problem with Remarkable and keyboards, how limited their text software is. Yeah, massively. I'm not sure I understand the Air 5C versus Tab Ultra C. They seem too similar to be the same manufacturer. Yeah, we thought that at the time, and I think they might have given up on the Tab Ultra sort of style and just put those features into the Note Air now. I have Viwoods and we'll return it because of the lack of structure. Just joined. What device is that with the keyboard? Not sure which one we were looking at the time. My apologies. Have you figured out a way to integrate plot summaries with the Manta? I can add a summary or a separate note, but not an existing note like the Remarkable 2. Yeah, because I did try and put plot onto here. No, I didn't. So that's obviously on my to-do list. I will see. No, I haven't. I've been using basically Plord along with the web app, obviously, along with my phone or the Palma 2 Pro also. Is the way that I use the Plord, and then I just use the web app to put it into wherever I need it to be, essentially. And I use the AI Plord and the summaries a lot with Plord, and now I've made my own templates with Plord. I find it really useful because the template is giving me exactly what I want from my voice note now because I've made my own template. So I kind of don't need to do anything more from that. So if you think about it, well, what my main use of Plord is making some notes and then having them in a format that I can quickly reference them to speak to you guys on the camera. And so that's the way that I use that. And so I have it on the screen. I can have it in an app on an e-ink tablet or on the phone, just directly in the Plord app. And I just find that's fewer steps. So that's what I'm doing at the minute with that. How do you test these tablets and maintain the same workflow? I don't. Basically, I stress out quite a lot. I find a lot. And that's why I've gone back to just using this as my work planner, because that's the time that I really need to, I need it to be quick to find out what I'm doing tomorrow, like that, And so I'm sticking with this just as my main work planner for at least a little while until something is better than it. And that's keeping me a bit more sane. But then I'll be planning on different things. But yeah, earlier today, I was honestly thinking, where did I write that thing down? And it turns out I'd written it in the iFlytek. But it did take me about 5 minutes to find it, which was really annoying. Anyone know how Go 10.3 capacitive size fares? We just don't. Nobody's tried it yet, I don't think. If the 10.3 writing is good, a master bundle might be 10.32 Lumi, Palma 2 Pro. Same pen works on both. You get a large black and white and small color. Yeah, interesting. Very excited for you as well. Everyone tell Matthias how excited you are for him. Just read that the beta for Boox is going to include Outlook Sync. This is what I've been waiting for. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, that would be really useful, wouldn't it? In my opinion, the best notepad on the market, e-ink Manta, Scribble, Remarkable, needed for work. Also, in your opinion, the best notepad on the market, it's the Manta. Yeah. Move things from tablet to computer easy and seamless. Yeah, the Manta will do all that. Tell by the stylus on the new Boox Go is not going to be good. Stylus, I think that was meant to be. It's way different from the Tab X C pen nib. Yeah. It is it's definitely not that pen. But we kind of like, we find that the same pen won't work as well on some tablets, and so I think that there's, it's a function between the tablet and the pen. So hopefully the tablet will build it up. Got to go as well. Glad you've subbed as well, Dragon Along. Great to have you here. What's the grey stylus you're using here? This one is the this is the designed in Tokyo one. Absolutely love these pens the guys from Wacom gave me. Appreciate you too, Austin. I've done a little video about those pens as well. Watching a while, it helped me choose Note. I forced it about 6 months ago. It helps me out a lot. Never tuned into a stream yet before. Thanks for you. Nice to have you here on the stream. It's great fun, isn't it? Thanks, Phil. I remember how exciting it was when my Manta arrived. Have fun. Take a little time going over the basics and get started the most efficient way. Yeah, the best way to start with all of these tablets is to find the manual. I don't know whether these guys have still got a paper manual, but if you can, download one and like go through the manual in the PDF reader on the tablet and like annotate it on the PDF. And that way you'll get used to using it whilst going through the manual telling you how to use it, if that makes sense. That'll be really useful. Thank you indeed. How's the Manta for small writing? Yeah, the best. This is the tablet that my handwriting looks most like my handwriting with a nice pen, and that's important to me. I can write, really small and neat on here, and I'm really just happy with it entirely. So that is me, and thank you very much for spending the time with me. I hope you enjoyed that. I will be back really soon. I've got some cool content coming out tomorrow as well, and I might even get another one done for the weekend. You never know. Thank you so much for hanging out and being with me on the live stream. I do really enjoy it. Thanks to you all, and I will see you again really, really soon.